I would like to introduce Alekz Londos, who is a photojournalist, humanitarian, and environmental activist, who talks with us about his experience covering natural and climate-related disasters around the world. I would like to note that Alekz is the person who devotes his life to helping people, and it is a great pleasure to see Alekz among the active participants of the Global Crisis Conference, among those who actively informs about the creative society. Alekz, we're happy that you're here with us today, and please don't forget to unmute yourself.
Thank you. I'm happy to be on this broadcast. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Alekz Londos. I am the owner of Advanced Disaster Relief. It's an international disaster relief company I started a few years ago. So over the last few decades, since about 2002, I started doing a lot of photojournalism, humanitarianism, going on homeless outreach projects, and doing a lot of environmental activism projects. So over the last 2 decades, I've personally responded to dozens of major hurricanes, lightning events, droughts, forest fires, floods, and even some major landslides. I went to Ghana during the peak of the Ebola outbreak in 2014, and I volunteered in Nepal after that major earthquake in 2015. After that, the next year, I went on an independent humanitarian mission to Iraq. I helped out there for a month. It was exciting going along with the Peshmerga military, transporting supplies and aid. So throughout my career, I've seen climate-related disasters and superstorms get exponentially worse, and they will continue to get worse in the following years and the following decades. Climate change is no longer an existential threat. We are in an unprecedented and uncomprehendable climate emergency right now. So broadcasts like this are very, very important. So I'm concerned that we're just not prepared. We're not doing enough. We're not ready for the disasters of the future, and we're not adapting fast enough to where we need to be. Most people don't even have a bug-out bag, and they're not even prepared themselves. We will continue to see and experience more frequent and more severe superstorms and natural disasters around the world. There's going to be larger and greater severe heat waves around the world, regional heat waves, mega droughts, water shortages, uncontrollable forest fires, catastrophic flooding events, and we will also sadly witness mass migrations of refugees. This is exactly what scientists, climatologists, meteorologists, and environmentalists predicted decades ago. They've been warning us, and unfortunately we just didn't listen. So I've been studying environmental science and climate change since 2002. I've taken courses in renewable energy and resources, anthropology, surviving the future, meteorology, green building, construction and design, solar technology, hydroponic food production, nuclear, biological, and chemical first response. I took hazardous materials, fire behavior and combustion. I also completed all of the Red Cross courses. I was volunteering with them for a while. I'd recommend a lot of people, anyone, please take the Red Cross courses. It's a good entry level to get into emergency services. And then I took the EMT course. I also took the CERT course, which stands for Community Emergency Response Teams. I don't know if they have that internationally, but we definitely have it here in the United States. It's underneath Homeland Security and then FEMA. So when I'm out in the field, I always hear people say that I never thought it would happen to me, and they're always surprised when they're, experiencing or they go through a major disaster. So I just want you to take a moment to imagine what would it be like if you were affected by a major disaster, natural or climate related. What if you were affected by a major forest fire? Would you be prepared? If all of a sudden within a week or two you had to get ready for a catastrophic typhoon that was headed directly towards your country, or a major flood, can you imagine how devastated you would be if you lost everything that you owned? If you watched the people around you, the people that you love, the people you love the most, struggle and suffer or even die? And there's nothing that you could do to help them because you didn't have the aid, the resources, or even the training to help. Can you visualize what it would be if people in your community were desperately searching through debris, looking for resources such as food, water, tools, or even clothes to wear? I've been in those situations and I've seen people struggling, and it's horrible. It's a nightmare. What if you had to make like some sort of makeshift shelter out of debris just to get out of the rain and the weather, out of the elements, and you had to wait for weeks for humanitarian aid? That is not the society we want to live. That's not how we want things to be. That's not the future that we want to create. So please trust me. I mean, I'm right here in front of you, and I've done so many videos like this in the past. Like, the evidence is undeniable. Because of our society's selfishness, our greed, ignorance, because of industrialization, the burning of course, the burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, urbanization, arguably overpopulation, because of capitalism and overpopulation, sorry, I said that again, overconsumption, buying and owning things that we don't need, living outside of our means, wasting resources, we are now experiencing the dire consequences of our actions. Our civilization, even when we implement solar and green technologies, we're still a heat engine, so we all have to lower our carbon footprint and our environmental impact. Human activities are emitting large and uncomprehendable amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere at a suicidal rate. Earth's average global temperatures are increasing. Oceans are warming. We'll probably talk about that throughout this broadcast. Pollution is widespread, and Earth's biosphere is collapsing. I mean, we're seeing it. It's happening. We have the evidence, and we have to stop it. Somehow we have to intervene. We have to figure this out. That's why we're working together. The World Meteorological Organization statistics from 1970 to 2019, globally, the top disasters that killed the most amount of people were droughts, storms, floods, and extreme temperatures, in that sequential order. This is really sad. 91% of the deaths that occurred happened in developing countries. 91% of all deaths. So their infrastructure is just not set up to handle these disasters. 74% of all the economic losses were related to weather, climate, or water-related hazards. The top 3 of the 10 disasters, the worst around the world, the most costliest disasters, were in 2017. All 3 of those happened in the United States, and they were all hurricanes. I remember when those happened, I responded to, I think, 2 out of 3 of those. The environment has a profound impact on one's health, as you know. I mean, where you live, where you go, people you surround yourself. So it has a profound impact on our health, our safety, our happiness, and our well-being. And I'm deeply concerned and compassionate about protecting nature, wildlife, as well as the sentient beings that we share this earth. I care about my family, my friends, and all of the children that will transition into this future that we're creating. Sorry. So we're out of balance, and we're all working towards, wow, this is going to get a lot of views. This wasn't on purpose. Sorry. We're all working towards the goals of global sustainability in creation, in alignment with creative society. We will all benefit tremendously. It will help us attain, grow, and build a creative society with resources that we need, and will help secure a habitable and hospitable planet throughout millenniums. I encourage everyone to take the individual initiative to learn more about environmental science and environmentalism that will help allow us collectively become more environmentally conscious. This will help guide us to solving the climate crisis as well as other disasters and challenges of the future. Please reference Creative Society. Learn more about how the platform will help us expedite and secure a safe, resilient, and prosperous future where we will all thrive. In conclusion, I would like to sincerely thank all of the participants, volunteers, and supporters of this online conference and creative society. In this next video, following my broadcast, you will hear a compilation of heartbreaking eyewitness testimonies from people around the world that have survived major climate-related disasters. My name is Alekz Londos. Thank you for watching this broadcast and participating with this program.